The whole fact that this campaign is called Extreme IT, no offense to IT people out there, but sometimes they're not the coolest people in there. No, never mind. Those are the engineers. We like the
engineers. Yeah.
Right.
Hey there, it's Alex with your local studio. I have two fantastic experts with me today. I have Joe Daly, video producer extraordinaire.
Aloha.
And Kevin Colby, the creative dude at kevincolby.com.
I don't know what that was.
It's cool.
Flashing gang signs over there.
I hope I didn't just entice.
Today's video that we're going to break down is actually from Lenovo, and it's part of a series, but the one we're going to break down is Extreme IT Temperature Control. All right, here we go.
This is like affecting my ability to think straight. Oh, that is fierce. What do you do about it?
And at some point in here, look, he's starting to. You can actually
see the sweat beads on.
Kind of
Interesting. The post production they'd add to accentuate. They really do add.
deadly tortilla chip made with the world's hottest pepper.
Oh, he took a bit whiff of it too. That didn't feel good on his nose either.
Singed.
I felt like I was much more eloquent at the beginning.
Let's break this down.
Better him than me.
Yes. So let's start with strategy. Now this is part of a series, either the first or last, depending on how you look at it. What do you think their strategy is and their approach to that?
Well, I think it's just to put in layman's terms how technology works and make it entertaining for somebody to watch. I think I'm a computer nerd, but I don't know the ins and outs of what different parts of a processor is called and stuff like that.
That's a good point.
Okay, the overall message is that your overheating computer is dangerous to your computer.
It's not good. It's painful.
And they're doing a good job conveying that, making it fun to watch. I don't remember the specifics really of what I need to do, but you know what's stuck in my mind? I don't want my computer overheating, because that's a main problem. So now I'm going to be more aware of that in the future.
You know, the whole fact that this campaign is called Extreme IT, no offense to IT people out there, but sometimes they're not the coolest people in there. No, never mind. Those are the engineers. We like the engineers.
Yeah.
Great. Now your computer just went down. But I like and I didn't realize when you shared this first video that it was a campaign. Now it makes a little bit more sense. I agree. I mean, you've taken something that could be extremely boring, important, but boring. And other than some IT and engineers watch it, but now I think anybody could watch this and get it. I don't know that I remember Lenovo.
Oh, interesting.
But even though he's got a Lenovo shirt on, for those before you comment, but I think it is honestly, I think it was a brilliant way to take something that could be very geek and tech and almost too hard to understand and just put it in a visual context that is just, I think it was genius.
So I found, the overall purpose, it's not promoting one of the products. It's not promoting a service. It's really, I guess, trying to educate, but in a very entertaining way. So edutainment.
Well, it's a tangible benefit because if you think about it, I mean, it's in a way, you could say, well, Lenovo makes these computers that have this, so therefore they set themselves up as kind of an expert here. Which is always good. But they're doing it in a way that is like, and you want, and even, I don't know, maybe we're not to production yet, but even the fact that when he starts, you realize, oh, holy crap, this is going to get bad.
It's set up so well that you feel the suspense. So let's dive into it, just since you brought it up, the production quality, production value. I would say this is pretty nice, pretty well done.
It's very well done production-wise. I gotta say,
it's well thought out.
It's 100% ripoff of a show called Hot Ones.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah. Even with the little fire scale on the side, which I'm not against like borrowing people's ideas and turning them into your own. But it's one of those web series that's just not quite well enough known that not a ton of people would notice that. Production value is great. They even have cutaways to the food being prepared, which it's probably stock footage from somewhere, but it's like that kind of stuff. It's really cool.
Good.
It adds to the. It adds.
It builds the suspense of oh my gosh,
stock footage. I'm not sure.
Well, and there's something to be said too, cutting away to keep people engaged in something, even if it's stock footage or something different. This worked perfectly, and it almost it kind of continued to build the suspense.
You're like, oh, well, this.
Yeah, it's like, okay, well, here's the hot one.
Yep.
Building it up there. And the execution of the different elements they bring on, helping reinforce the points, and how they make sure they make fun of the fact that he can't speak.
Well, even in the end, which I'm pretty sure the end of each one of these is something different. But if you notice, it actually has like the curse words spelled out. So they stay in cools, whatever, explains. So I think all of these, they have like at least 3 different takeaways from that specific thing that stays in the theme there.
The theme. So it's well thought out as far. They had well planned.
Yeah.
And the question is if they have more than these 3, or they'll just this 3. But
I mean, they probably came up with this concept and came up with 3 videos and recorded them pretty close to each other, and then now are releasing them as the series. So this guy, I'm always impressed when an employee is this good on camera.
Yeah.
So what I do is Google the person.
And
so he's the face. It's almost like he's part of the marketing team internally, but he's like the face of it. So if you Google him, I went back to like 2011, and he's releasing videos, and he's like he was the ThinkPad expert. So if you went to a Vegas show and Lenovo had a booth, he'd be the guy that was like out in front, like explaining all that stuff. So it makes sense that he's on the front of this because he seems like exactly. He's got the charisma and kind of thing to do it. So which really goes a long way. If you can, like I was saying, sometimes we work in business video. You just work with employees, and sometimes you get lucky and they're awesome. And sometimes you get people that just aren't comfortable on camera, and you can't blame them. They never do it. So when I see this, I'm like, ooh, was he an actor or what? So I Googled him, and this is what he does. He's just a promotional guy for the company,
and
really.
I think that adds to the realness. I mean, I think so many videos. I mean, my gut is there's a lot of companies that would have never taken this risk because, in fact, I mean, let's be honest. There's a lot bleeped out in there, so that at some point had to be a conversation. You would think, do we want to put that out there? It feels real with a real person. I assumed he worked there, but when now this is somebody you might see at the trade shows and see online.
And actually then builds that connection then.
I think, you don't always have to use an actor or an actress to portray something that you want with your brand. And this guy, probably the fact that he's real, even made it
even better.
I don't think an actor could pull it off. When you're eating the hottest chili and trying to describe how like the cores of your computer are overheating, I don't think you could pull it off as an actor. He's got to have that.
He knows that.
Exactly.
That's a good point.
So let's talk about distribution. So this has 7,000 views on YouTube. They do have a Facebook version, and that has 3.4, so less. And that makes sense. I mean, Facebook they're not as intrigued about this. They also have a Twitter where I originally saw it. That we can't really see there's actually not a whole lot of stats on this, which just links to the full thing. But they have part of their series. The next one here, the IT voice command, has 10,000, and the IT connection speeds has 19,000. So you're looking at several tens of thousands of when combined.
Right.
But what are your thoughts about the distribution plan of do you think they got what they were wanting out of it? What do you think the response was? And maybe
it's not an online. Maybe that wasn't their first market they're trying to get. Maybe they're showing it at
multi-purpose
meetings or electronics show or something like that, and they're also sharing it online for everybody to see. But it's really to create a buzz inside an environment like that.
Right.
But
and I think also too. I mean, it by putting it on YouTube. I mean, nobody's probably searching for extreme IT temperature control because YouTube is a search engine, right? But by putting it here, though, it has a good chance of at least being shared. You can share it from here. You can embed it from here. Why not be there? Things tend to, I personally think, if something has a little, if it potentially gets viral, and not necessarily viral, but starts taking off, it's usually from YouTube that it's shared. It's not from Facebook, and it's not from
because
Twitter,
it's more a universal ability for sharing.
And they could have easily cut some of these down. I just like the way it was put together and cut. I think this would play perfect as is on Facebook, and that. Quite honestly, I would be surprised if this wasn't on LinkedIn.
You're right. I didn't actually look on there. That probably do have on their LinkedIn. So there's 1 share. That's 11 shares.
I can even see their Salesforce sharing this.
See, this is a good point. This video is great. You're right. People probably won't be searching for this content on YouTube, or necessarily will show up too much. But it's a great piece for their sales team and their other people to say, "Here's a fun video," and it helps extend their brand for a certain point. But not necessarily the same virality for the other video we reviewed of the dancing realtor.
Right. But if the purpose is, though, to get their name out there, be a little different, we make this, but let's like explain it. It kind of takes the heat off then of salespeople and stuff like that are probably good at their job, but may not have the information that Kevin does here. Let me show something to you. Let me send this to you. Show it in a meeting.
Take the heat off of it.
Yeah, I know.
You said it.
I caught that.
Pun intended. Nice. Take the heat.
Well, that's what the prompter said.
Oh yeah.
No, I'm just joking.
All right. So key takeaways that a business owner or marketer could get from this video or series. This 3 series.
Key takeaways. I mean, the production quality is high. I think the graphics look great on there. It looks like a high quality video, but it seems so simple in the end how they did it. I mean, you can make a really good looking video without having to hire actors and have 10 different scenes where you're going to be in your video. You can just be in a studio with one guy. Obviously the guy makes a huge difference, the big personality, and you can crank out something that looks really, really good.
Yeah. My takeaway is one, hire Kevin. To do everything. But I think this is in fact I would strongly recommend watching the whole campaign, all series, because I think the takeaway is, how do you take something that is very complex to understand but present it in a way that you get? I can't still tell you how a processor works, but I got a better understanding that heat's bad. And so that's the takeaway there, is that if you have a business or something that's like, it's just too hard to explain. I bet it's not if you think of it through a different lens.
You break it down, you use a simpler way, and you entertain while doing it. So find somebody in-house talent that knows, or Kevin, or a Kevin,
or a Kevin,
and then find a topic that you can break down in a simplistic way and ideally entertaining, and you use that in your sales team to promote your brand, and do it as a series, and you can go far with it. Cool.
Yep. Very cool.
Awesome. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll catch you next time on another video marketing breakdown. Bye.
Bye.
I have a hankering for chips.
Some chips. Do you want the ghost?
No, I don't want any
extra hot ghost chip.
No, I want to fill my tongue for the rest of my life.